Hello, good afternoon, April 19th, 2008. I said 7 on one of these. Someone will catch it. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the art of relaxing in a hammock. Now, first of all, I'm not going to talk to you about how to make your hammock just yet, but I'm going to talk to you about where you put your hammock. Now, this is a pretty nice view. You see, you may think that when you're sitting in your hammock, you're going to get bored. But really, if you put it in a nice view, there's so many things to look at. Now, let me demonstrate. I'll see if I can explain this to you. I'll put my head on this side and lay down. You see, feet go way up at the top like so. Or you can even have them against another tree. Okay, so what do I have to look at here? Sorry. Okay, now, you can see the ripples in the water. You can see a bit of the waterfall going into the stream, into the pond. Not very well, mind you. You see the clear water. Now, do you know about watching animals, watching wildlife? When you go somewhere, like when you arrive at a place you think you're going to see wildlife, you're going to make a certain amount of noise getting there, unless you're a native and you can do it silently. Anyway, I don't even know how they do it silently, but you make noise, you rustle leaves, you break sticks, and you find a place to sit. You might talk to somebody. Anyway, you probably make noise getting there. Now, once you're there, those animals that were at that place have flown away, have run away. They're not there anymore. Now, likely those animals are not going to come back to that spot anyway, but other ones will, because it's all like Grand Central Station, you know. Deers kind of move through. If you follow their tracks, they go away for the day and then they come back at night or whatever they do. You know, they've got certain pathways. And if you're sort of on a pathway or like beside the lake, see, for instance, here's this pond. Now, I know that in the spring there are a whole bunch of kinds of ducks that will come to this pond. Buffleheads, common mergansers, hooded mergansers, mallards, and black ducks, and wood ducks. Okay, so since I know that, if I just lie here and I'm very quiet, I have something to do, you know. I might have my notebook and I might write, or I might have my camera and take pictures, or I just might observe. There's so much to see when you're in the woods. You may get there and have a glance around and say, oh yeah, okay, I know what this is. And then you don't look at it. But the real way to see animals is to sit and get interested in what's around you so that you're quiet and you're just observing. And then the animals will come back. Those that never heard you come in the first place. Now, a hammock like this, you see, this hammock would actually stand out by itself, right? It's kind of a bluish whatever. But it's been here long enough that there's lichen growing on it. I don't know if you can see all that lichen on there. And most importantly, the animals are used to it. They've seen it. It probably shocked them the first day. They probably looked at it and were scared of it for a little while, but now they're used to it. And so if you're in the hammock, you're not on the ground. Your feet are not down on the ground, and you don't look like man. You don't look like you're the dangerous person that they have to be aware of, because you're up in the hammock and they don't see your legs. They just may see your head. And they're not afraid of this hammock, right? Because they're used to the hammock. And so if you're in it and you're quiet, they might not even notice that you're there. So it's a wonderful duck blind kind of a place, you know, deer blind. People build these things and then get behind them so that the animals can't see them. But this works very well. Okay, so that's the first thing is, well, that's the first and second and third and whatever thing. Okay, so from here, let me see how long I've been chatting to you. 4 minutes. Okay, so from here I can look at the pond. I can look at the snow and notice how much is melting. I can look at this rock beside me and the different sticks that are down. There's so much sticks that are down. I can look at the wind blowing the water. I can look at the distance and I can see the top of the other ridge, how those are all maples or whatever that are don't have any leaves. And then down there's the wires, so that's the road. And then there's all the cedars, which is the berm on both sides. See how they're low? It's because the back behind is a hill. And then the ones in front, those are alders. Then in front of that, well, there's the two teepees, and between the two teepees is the pond. Can't see where I'm pointing to. Right there. is the pond. Okay, and then this is all the marsh. And on this edge here is willow. I go there and I harvest my willow every year. Some of it didn't get harvested, it looks like, got kind of tall. And then over here, you know, you've got this whole scene. You can watch the birds, you can see the signs of things. Like, for instance, see this piece of birch bark that's flapping there. You know, birch bark is very useful. You can make lots of things out of birch bark, and there's a certain time that you gather it. It looks like it's pretty well stripped. See, and you can notice the patchwork, how it's melting. Now, if you like to sketch or to paint, you know, you can look at all this, see the backdrop is blue behind it, and then you've got these trees on it, and then you've got the dark with the white on it. The point I'm making is that if you stop, see, lots of people are going so fast they could never stop. They would have to come here, look at the pond, and go home. But if you stop and stay here an hour, 2 hours, maybe at least 15 minutes or half an hour, you start to see many things. Anyway, that is the art of lying in a hammock, the art of real relaxation. You forget all your problems because you're just right here in the moment. Okay, and these moments are numbered because the 1st of May we start having black flies, and then there's no way you can be outside for 2 weeks unless you want to be covered in DEET to keep those black flies from biting you. Okay.